Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. In the latest move with North Korean President Trump ordered the Treasury Department to go after individuals, companies, and banks doing business with the rogue nation. CBN's national security correspondent Eric Rosales has more on this latest effort to stop the growing nuclear threat.
These are the toughest sanctions we've seen against Kim Jong-un. President Trump says for much too long, North Korea has been allowed to use the international financial system to fund its nuclear missile program.
Foreign banks will face a clear choice: do business with the United States or facilitate trade with the lawless regime in North Korea. And they won't have so much trade.
The new sanctions not only allow the United States to go after those trading with North Korea, it can also freeze the assets of individuals, businesses, and banks doing business with Pyongyang. The president praised China, announcing its banking system will quit doing business with the rogue nation as well. China is North Korea's main trading partner, which allows the regime to launder drug and illegal arms money.
Our new executive order will cut off sources of revenue that fund North Korea's efforts to develop the deadliest weapons known to humankind.
The president said the Treasury Department will target industries like textiles, information technology, manufacturing, and even ships coming into ports.
Being able to block financial transactions. We'll be working very closely with the Coast Guard and others on this. I'm not prepared to give you a number, but it's very significant. And further, we can put actions against ports as well.
Kim Jong-un fired back at President Trump, calling him deranged, and said in a statement that he will pay dearly for his threats. While diplomacy is the priority, Pentagon top brass tells CBN News the United States must still face the reality of military options.
Our forces there are prepared to fight tonight. They have that ironclad alliance with the Republic of Korea and Japan. And we're prepared to deal with any option or situation that should occur on the Korean Peninsula.
Just this week, Defense Secretary James Mattis told members of his military, we need to let our adversaries know that it's better to deal with the State Department than to deal in combat with the Department of Defense. Eric Rosales, CBN News, Washington.
Facebook has agreed to provide congressional investigators more details about advertising purchased by Russia during the 2016 presidential election. In an on-camera announcement, the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, admitted Russian agents bought thousands of dollars in ads during the election.
We've been investigating this for many months now, and for a while we had found no evidence of fake accounts linked to Russia running ads. And when we recently uncovered this activity, we provided that information to the special counsel. We also briefed Congress, and this morning, I directed our team to provide the ads we've found to Congress as well.
Zuckerberg says the organization will now operate in a, quote, higher standard of transparency. Two senators with the Senate Intelligence Committee are proposing legislation that would require Facebook, Google, and other digital outlets to give more information about political advertisements and the buyers behind them. Hurricane Maria is headed towards Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, today with winds of 125 miles an hour. It poses no threat to the U.S. mainland right now, but there is huge concern for the path of the destruction it left behind in the Caribbean, including a death toll of at least 19. Our Heather Sells is following this story.
Maria has left a devastating path in Puerto Rico with trees knocked over and widespread flooding. And as you can see, power lines are down everywhere. The electrical grid is smashed, and utility officials won't even comment yet on when it might come back. Because of the territory's debt crisis, the island's power company abandoned most basic maintenance in recent years. Puerto Rico's 3 million people now begin the task of cleaning up, but that's extremely difficult. With more than 30 inches of rain in 24 hours, many streets are submerged or impassable. Authorities are still rescuing people from their flooded homes. The governor himself headed out overnight with the National Guard to rescue families. The Coast Guard released this dramatic video showing the rescue of 3 people from an overturned boat. For most on the island right now, a desperate need for supplies.
We need diesel for the generator. We need light. We need water.
FEMA plans to start flying 3 to 4 military planes a day to the island to deliver water, food, and shelter, while Puerto Rico struggles to open its ports. Cell phone and internet service here are almost non-existent. On the island of Dominica, Maria is blamed for at least 15 deaths and total devastation. Roads are ripped and huge trees uprooted. There's debris everywhere. The Prime Minister said it's a miracle there weren't hundreds of deaths and made an emotional plea for help.
If anybody's listening to me, helicopter services are going to be critical to get the supplies to people.
And recovery efforts are also underway in Mexico, 3 days after an earthquake rocked the area around the capital. 50 people have been rescued so far, including this woman. Firefighters eased her out of a hole in the ceiling. The death toll has climbed to above 270. What's agonizing for so many, waiting to find out if their loved ones are alive. This woman says, "I think that is what kills us the most, the desperation of not knowing." CBN's Operation Blessing is working at 4 different locations in the Puebla region. The needs are critical and basic. Water is needed, as is food. A mobile kitchen is serving 1,000 meals a day. Operation Blessing is also handing out hygiene supplies and sheltering those unable to stay in their homes. Operation Blessing's David Darg explains.
Local officials have told the residents of this and many other towns around here that it's not safe to stay in your home if you still have a home. And so the tents that you see being erected behind me are vital.
Operation Blessing staff is also working in Oaxaca, where another earthquake struck earlier this month. A reminder of so many needs after multiple natural disasters in such a short time. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Days after the earthquake hit, many people are still afraid to go back inside their homes for fear of another trembler. The scene you're about to see will help you understand exactly why. Our CBN Mexico crew sent us this cell phone video of the terrifying moments after the quake hit one home. CBN Humanitarian Relief is on hand, bringing material aid to the victims and some much-needed prayer and emotional support. Still ahead right here on CBN NewsWatch, he's considered one of President Trump's major players when it comes to Texas and healthcare reform. And healthcare reform. Budget Director Mick Mulvaney tells us how things are shaping up in the White House when we return. Congress will soon take up President Trump's top financial priorities, taxes and health care. And David Brody talked to one of the president's key point men on both issues, his budget director, Mick Mulvaney.
When it comes to movers and shakers inside Washington, D.C., look no further than White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney. He's not only the main number cruncher when it comes to the budget, he's a key participant in making sure President Trump's policy agenda gets to the finish line, and that includes tax reform and repealing Obamacare. Trending in the news lately is this big final push in the Senate on a bill to replace Obamacare. A vote is scheduled for next week. Mulvaney made an appearance on CBN's Faith Nation program on Facebook, where he talked about the prospects.
I think if you ask me how many votes it has as of today, 48, 49 maybe, which last time I checked is not enough. 50 is the threshold.
The budget director is keenly aware that senators will be waiting to see the costs associated with the bill. A preliminary Congressional Budget Office report will be out next week. But Mulvaney says even if the CBO's numbers don't look good, that shouldn't matter.
While their data is required, it's been wrong a lot in the past.
Mulvaney and the White House are also juggling tax reform. The big move to pass that is set for this fall.
You think that there will be a bill on the president's desk, say by the end of the year?
I hope so. That's still the president's top priority. If you've got listeners watching this show or viewers watching this show who are 30 years old, they've never had a job in a truly healthy American economy. That's defined as 3% or greater. So we want to try and get back to that, and tax reform is a central piece of that, which is why we've been working so hard on it.
No specifics on the plan yet, except that we know President Trump wants to see a much lower tax rate on businesses, down to 15%. That's the centerpiece, but is it non-negotiable?
Nothing's set in stone in Washington, but if you ask the president what his priorities are on the tax reform bill specifically, that 15% rate is absolutely critical to us. Why? Because if we want to go back to that 3% economic growth, you have to have more investment in the country. The way you drive GDP growth is a function of the number of people working multiplied by how productive they are.
When it comes to Mulvaney's priorities for the federal budget, the one that gets the most high-profile attention is the wall.
I want to make it very clear that the wall absolutely continues to be a priority for the president.
How to pay for it is another matter. The Trump administration wants $1.6 billion. Most Democrats don't want it at all, and even a decent-sized group of Republicans aren't sure either. Trump's art of the deal will have to come into play, something Mulvaney saw for himself recently when the president cut a deal with the two top Dems in Congress, Chuck and Nancy. How concerned should conservatives be about what we're hearing so much about, this new bipartisan Chuck and Nancy wheeling and dealing?
He's not concerned at all. I think what you've seen now is the president more interested in getting results. When you are the president and you're interested in passing an agenda, maybe it's not that unusual for you to step back and say, okay, who can help me get this stuff done?
As for that meeting with the president and Chuck and Nancy, he says he was right there in the room, had a front row seat for all of it. He calls it fascinating times and stories that he's going to tell his grandchildren about one day in the future. David Brody, CBN News, Washington.
Up next is a pro-life movie that has saved thousands of lives, and it is still gaining traction. We hear from the man behind the movie, Bella. Welcome back to CBN NewsWatch. There is a little movie you can still catch on Netflix and DVD that's actually saved more than 1,000 lives. Jason Jones pushes positive, life-affirming movies from his platform at movies2movement.com. With Paul Strand, he looks back at the effect that little miracle movie he helped produce 10 years ago has had on many lives.
We're talking to Jason Jones of Movie to Movement, and it's the 10th anniversary of your movie, your pro-life movie, Bella. What were your expectations? What were you hoping for when you first released that?
So we had a goal, and our goal was to know the name of one baby whose mother chose life because she saw our film within 10 years of our theatrical release. That was our goal. But within 5 years, and we stopped counting after 5 years, we received over 1,000 letters from women who were scheduled to have an abortion, saw Bella whether on DVD, Redboxed it, or in the theaters, and decided to keep their baby. Over 1,000, and then we just stopped counting.
You recently got a text from your sister, and what did she have to tell you about Bella?
She just went to a shelter in Chicago for unwed mothers, and in every room there was a Bella DVD. We hear stories like that. I was at the Students for Life conference last year, the Students for Life of America conference, and I was the MC. And it's an all-day thing, and my assistant said, there's a young woman here and she really needs to talk to you. She's leaving in an hour. She took public transportation to get here from Philadelphia. She took the train, the bus to the train to the bus. And I said, well, can you tell her I'm emceeing an event? She said she really needs to talk to you. So this young girl, she comes up to me. She says, Mister, I Googled you. I saw you were going to be so close to where I am. And so I came down here by the train just to let you know that I was going to have an abortion. I saw Bella in my Spanish class. She's like, do you want to touch my belly? Here's your next baby. Your next Bella baby.
So you know about these 1,000 babies that got saved during the first 5 years. Can you tell us any special stories you remember from those times?
There's a young woman, her name is Chrissy, and she was wrestling whether or not to keep her baby. She saw Bella, and she decided to choose life. When she was going into delivery, her heart was failing, and her friend called me to ask me if I would pray, and I said, where is Chrissy? She said, Chrissy is right here with me. I was on set of a movie I was making with Justin Bieber's mother, Patty Millett, and Eduardo Verástegui called Crescendo. It was the birthing scene. So we were on Universal City studio lot. getting ready to shoot a birth scene where this young girl who was choosing life because of Bella was actually going through labor with twins. Her heart was failing, and we said, can we pray with you together on speakerphone? So we had the entire crew, cameramen, construction coordinators, actors, makeup artists, all there on set praying for Chrissy. And as we were praying, everything normalized, and she gave birth to her two beautiful daughters, Bella and Millie. I see them all the time.
Now you're pushing a new pro-life movie. What can you tell us about that?
When we made Bella, it was me and my friends from Mexico and Colombia. We made this little film, and everyone like you came to our aid, and it was a big success. Several months ago, I got to see a screener of this beautiful little movie called Because of Gracia. It's in theaters right now, and our hope is we're trying to get students all across the country to go and see it. You can actually go to becauseofgracia.com and donate to buy tickets for students, but it's not my film. I've been involved in over 40 films, so this isn't my film, but I'm a fan of this film, and I want to pay forward all the help that people gave us with Bella and ask people to support Because of Gracia. It stars Mariah Peters, Chris Mazzolia, beautiful dialogue, beautifully shot. The soundtrack is just amazing, and it's really going to touch young people. And it shares the gospel, too.
Sounds like you can't lose with this movie. Well, we've been talking with Jason Jones of Movie to Movement.
We have another movie for you. Let's turn now to Plugged In Online, the entertainment review department at Focus on the Family. This week, the team reviews the Lego Ninjago movie.
Are you ready to risk your life for Ninjago?
Yes, I am on it. Maybe. The Lego Ninjago movie focuses in on a teenage misfit kid named Lloyd, or as his absentee evil dad likes to call him,
Lloyd?
That's right, your son, and it's Lloyd. Like most kids, Lloyd has enough to worry about just dealing with the day-to-day of school life. But he's got an extra burden to bear. It just so happens that Lloyd's absentee dad is none other than the evil warlord Garmadon, an evil baddie who regularly threatens to destroy Lloyd's home of Ninjago City. Everything isn't the pits for our plastic protagonist, though. He and a few friends also happen to secretly be ninja heroes. They don colorful outfits and climb into decked-out battle mechs to beat back the bad guys. However, something goes wrong, and Lloyd accidentally unleashes a terrible monster on the city. Meowthra. To save everyone, he might just have to resort to something unthinkable. He might just have to ask help from his dad?
Who is this?
This kid-focused plastic block kung fu flick is a typical Lego movie fare. And we're given some endearing lessons about family unity and encouragements to look at life from a different perspective. Parents should be aware, though, that there's quite a bit of mean-spirited name-calling in that lesson mix. So I'm giving the Lego Ninjago movie 4 evil bad guy regrets out of 5 for family friendliness. For an in-depth review of this film, or really anything else at your local box office, visit us at pluggedin.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Bob Olszewski for Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
Not too bad. Stay with us. We'll be right back. The weekend is here, and we want to leave you with an uplifting story from the Philippines. Talia Wise brings us this week's good news. Take a look.
Excellent.
A little girl in the Philippines is getting the chance to be a kid again thanks to the help of Tim Tebow.
A tragic accident turned Josie's life upside down. The 5-year-old girl was only 19 months old when her family's home caught fire. Josie escaped, but the flames severely burned her arms and back. Her family rushed her to get help, but the clinic was not equipped to properly treat her. Without the right care, Josie's burned skin began to tighten and disform her arms and hands. That made it impossible for Josie to play or go to school for the next 3 years.
She had those arms. I felt really bad because she couldn't pay for the surgery. I prayed every night, and I prayed she would have the surgery so she could go to school.
God answered her prayers. A charity worker in their village connected the family to Tim Tebow's Cure Hospital in Davao City.
She's a very complex problem because you have joints to the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulder all have to be addressed. So what we want to do is try to restore the function.
Now I can see Josie's very happy. She's happy all the time.
Josie is now able to use her arms and shoulders. She can draw, color, and ride a bike. She even got the chance to hear about Jesus while in the hospital.
I make it a point that I share the gospel to them. I tell them Bible stories, and I assure them that they are loved by God and God has a wonderful plan for them and that God sent Jesus Christ for them.
The quarterback turned baseball player says it's his ultimate goal to give children hope.
Every single person is worth it. They are worth love. They are worth us giving what we have for them, because ultimately, what is more important? What is going to be bigger? What is going to be better than giving someone hope?
Thanks to the Cure Hospital, Josie can now enjoy her life. Well, that's it for this edition of CBN Good News. Until next time, take time to spread a little bit of good news.
It is time now for your Friday Faithful, and here's a thought for you to consider. You talk too much without ever saying a word. It's time to tell the negative noise of your mind to be quiet. Instead, look in the mirror of Scripture, God's Word, and see yourself as He sees you. You are more than enough. You are the head and not the tail. You're above and not beneath. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. With that word, make this a fabulous Friday. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about always at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. You can also reach out and touch us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you right back here come Monday. Goodbye and God bless.